When I went to school, the teachers had a name for me. Disruptive. Turns out though, inside school with a K, that's my biggest advantage. Inside construction school, I run a community where project and business leaders come together to flip the script. We're literally building the anti-project management playbook. And that's driven by the fact that over 7 decades of data tells us that what the construction industry currently does doesn't work. We focus on the 12 causes of project failure and how we use the 9 rules of flow to mitigate them. What happens is you get less drama, more predictability, and leaders that start leading instead of reacting. So yes, I was disruptive in the classroom, but now that's being put to good use inside school. If you've got a disruptive streak and you want to start your own community or join construction school, there'll be a link around here somewhere, and I'm sure you know what to do next. That's school with a K, not the one with a CH. I really hated that place. The system calls them disruptive. Quite often, though, they are, I call them troublemakers, they're the best operators on your site. Right now, somewhere on your project, that person, that troublemaker, the disruptive one, is getting managed down instead of up. Not because they're wrong, because the system has been designed and the environment to resist them. What they do is counterintuitive. They don't colour, or they colour outside of the lines. Now I'm not talking about doing stupid things or doing anything dangerous. These people see things differently. My job is to help make the invisible, what they see, visible. Look at it from a lean perspective. The 8th waste is wasted potential, wasted talent. There's mountains of it on your site right now. We sit around talking about 8 players and all these. We think there's this magical pool of talent somewhere, that if we could just get them on our project, all of our issues would go away. There's not. There's no magical pool of talent. Well, there is. Sit right under your nose. You need to give them the process that they need to be able to perform at the level that you know that they can perform at. Construction changes one troublemaker at a time, one catalyst at a time, from the work front up, not from decrees from the boardroom down. Okay, probably didn't want to hear that, especially not on a Sunday morning. It's the reason why I specifically created construction school. It's a place for those people to go, learn more. Well, not just at troublemakers, but it is specifically designed for them. To help them get the resources and the support that they need to be able to perform at the level that you want. All right, so we're having a look at construction school at the moment. We're going to check our stats, which is what we do every single morning. We have a dashboard. Tells us whether we're on track or off track. I was just reading The Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham this morning. Again, he talks about there, you must have a dashboard that measures your critical drivers and gives everyone visible optics, straight up. The critical driver for me in construction school is engagement, and it's down again this week. Other critical driver, maybe a critical driver, it maybe not so much, is where we sit in discovery as well. How do people find out about us? We've actually gone backwards again in discovery, but I discovered something, funnily enough. So our rank's gone down, but if we go to here, we're talking construction. Well, look at that. Our mate Benny's right up the top. So we're ranking for the right people that we want to see. We don't just want randos coming and going. It will dilute the community. confuse the message, and we'll end up with the wrong people in there. All right, the number one thing that we get them to do first inside what's called Catalyst Academy. Let's go to the classroom. And this one here, Catalyst Academy. It's a 90-day sprint. They're focused on one thing. ORCA. Here's why.
This is the most powerful tool on earth. As an organization, we helped 3 NFL teams win the Super Bowl by teaching them how to use this method by coaching. It's called debrief, and it's only 4 steps. Intention, expectation, or what we call objective. Reality or results, what we call result. Curiosity, or what we call cause, the cause of this gap in performance. And action, what am I actually going to do about it?
3 NFL teams, they helped win the Super Bowl with this process. Do you think it might be valuable if you had it on your side? Stupid rhetorical question, I know. Anyway, have you run ORCA with your team yet? Give us the yin yang answer. Hot dog? Yes, you have. Not a hot dog? No, you haven't. You haven't seen me run an ORCA process yet. You're about to right now. Ready to go, Claude? Come on. Oh, mate, Claude, Sunday morning is a little bit slow. Haven't got the internet on in here yet, so I'm still running off my phone, so the service is questionable. Yes, yesterday's actions got done. The reason why I'm tapping and bringing that up is I use another app called Whisperflow. So there's 2 ways that we can speak to this, right? So Claude's got voiced direct to it, that you'll see that little microphone you can see there at the moment. So when I tap that and that comes up, that little mic that's down the bottom right hand corner down there, that's another AI called Whisperflow. What Whisperflow does, it's actually, I could talk, or literally whisper, that's why they invented it. At whisper level, it will transcribe, it'll remove filler words, and it'll put context around what I said as well. Extremely powerful. Home. Someone was looking at my old mechanical keyboard that I had at work the other day and commented on it. I said, well, actually, I very rarely use keyboard. I use it a little bit at work, because it's such a noisy environment in a construction office, as you'd imagine. Said I use a little bit there, but at home, I don't. I rarely, if ever, type. Everything's done by voice. Did you do your 2 practice runs before going live? Yes, I did both practice runs. Welcome back, another ORCA Live, May 17, 14.4 minutes, 1% of your day. 1%, 14 minutes spent doing this, will put hours back into your day. Step 1 is the objective. We're locking in exactly what we set out to do today. What was the objective today? So the objective today was to do the week's content planning with Claude. See how it put we called there? It didn't transcribe as well because I didn't use Claude there. That's why it's done. A couple of good objective. Complete the week's content planning today. Did it get done? Yes, it did. Got a couple other things done as well. I hope you asked me what else I did. And I'll show you the reason why I spoke to engagement on school as well, because we're working on that. What was the result? We have a clear content plan for the week. The outcomes out of that were I went and did a review of the critical drivers inside construction school, which is engagement, which has dropped again this week. So we reset the formula for that, come up with a new formula to drive engagement the way that we write the posts. The other thing that we have done is we have done a draft for a workshop on how to use Claude, create optics, visible dashboards, take the P6 schedule, drop it into Excel, and give everyone a personalised measurement of their crew. Good, 2 results. Content plan done. New workshop drafted on Claude's visible dashboard. That's a strong output. Is there a gap or are we debriefing a win? The gap is we have to focus on filling the stealth team lab cohort 5 people. So I've put a little sticky note which is sitting straight above where I'm doing my live stream now. That is the constraint in the system for me. If I had that cohort filled with 5 people, that means I don't need to be on a site full time anymore. I can support from off-site. Then I can focus my time and attention on the Misogi for this year, which is winning Q3 of the school games. See how it changed the text there? It's still got a little bit wrong. I changed to Q3 and then it went back. Constraint is named visible. 5 people in the stealth team labs cohort. That's the bottleneck. Everything else runs through. What's the one action this week that moves that constraint? What haven't I got? There it is. The action this week is to complete that workshop, have that ready to roll out, and I'm going to reach out to, someone's already asked me about can I do a session with them, how to use AI to track performance and metrics. So I'm going to reach back out to them and say, I need to do a demo of this. Will you do it with me? I'm going to ask if they'll pay for it as well. Why not? Perfect, 2 action slot. Complete the workshop, Claude, visible dashboard and crew measurement, ready to roll out. Reach out to the person who asked about AI performance tracking, offer them a live demo session this week. That's a constraint being attacked directly. What is the objective for tomorrow? Let's go to that one. Let's go to the Claude, the Whisperflow one. The objective for tomorrow is to get the second draft done so that I can reach out and say, when can we lock in and do this session? Objective for tomorrow, get the second draft of the workshop done so you can reach out and lock the demo session. 4 to 3 sessions, content planned, engagement, formula reset, workshop drafted, and the constraints named. Stuck on the wall above the stream, 5 people, that's the number. See you tomorrow. Tap to log the session. Log to our sheet. We shall update our dashboard. Done. We've given it the business. Yet again. Right, if you've got those troublemakers, you've got someone that you know is maybe a little bit stuck, needs a hand stepping up to that next level, or you've got people that are performing well and you want them to really level up with AI, because there's a specific way that you use AI. You don't just start using it. You eliminate first, you create process second, and then we bring AI into the mix, or use it to do the first two actually. But if you just set it loose on what you're currently doing, all you're going to do is create a giant mess. That's why we developed the Stealth Team Labs. All right, take that, use it, make it a great week, and we'll speak soon. This has been the Trouble Mode Coach, and I want to tell you about a new pilot program that I've got starting this month that I think might just be of interest to you. So it's specifically for two types of people. Number one is you're stuck at a certain level in the construction industry and you can't seem to step up to that next level. Or number two is you got the reverse problem like I had, where you get thrown in the deep end and you think, what the am I supposed to do now? How did you get into the position that you're currently in? I'm going to tell you a quick story about how I got most of my career I spent as a construction superintendent. Anyway, digress a little bit. This is how I actually became a superintendent. So I was on a little gold mine down in Bendigo in Victoria, and the superintendent, I was the supervisor at this point in time. I'd actually only just come off the tools. I had a lot of supervisory experience before, but I'd been on the tools on a job in Darwin. Supervisor there really liked me. He brought me down to this job as a supervisor, and one day my superintendent walked up to me and goes, "Hey Bernie." "Yeah, Pete." "I just sacked the construction manager." He said, "I'm the construction manager now," and he said, "You're now superintendent." I went, "That's great, Pete. Appreciate your confidence in me." But I said, "What the does superintendent do?" So if you're stuck stepping up to that next level, or you've been thrown in the deep end like I was, he looked at me, I'll never forget these words. He said, "You're a smart boy, you'll figure it out." Message me the word sweat more, and what I'll do is I'll send you through a link where you can book in for what's known as a triage chat, which is just a quick 15-minute call where we get together to see if we think we might be a good fit to work together or not. Because as a Spartan warrior said, if you sweat more in training, you'll bleed less in war. Speak soon.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.